Harrigan, the referee. The number one game deserves the best man with the whistle. Parramatta right to left. Simon starts it. Robert Ralph takes it back to be put away by Parramatta. They've won both clashes against Canterbury this year. Jason Smith went high. The Canterbury player fell into the tackle, however. Parramatta hitting hard in the opening tackles. Canterbury, they can muscle with anybody. So they're just outside the 30-metre line. Darren Brett, the captain, met by the other captain, Pay, McCracken and Tukey to the blind. Canterbury will come down the short side a lot. The kick off the boot of Norton. Bounces across to the Parramatta number 5, Shane Werrett.
And despite being told that Shavosky would start on the wing, he is actually back at full-back. Paul Carriage is on the left flank. And in his first game back from rib cartilage damage, Shavosky drops into his old role. That's Carriage getting involved from this wing.
40-metre line, left behind them now. As Dean Pay makes good yards. He plays it in the centre of the ground for Raper to go to the right, for Simon to put it on the boot. It'll bounce just outside the 10. Canterbury's end of the park. They bring back the first play. Rod Silver taken away by the number 15 for Parramatta. That is Hindmarsh. Now Halligan. Canterbury players pointing at Parramatta inside the 10 in their mind. While they're doing that, they're not concentrating. It's Britt now turning it back. Hetherington in. Halligan with it. And they're 30 metres away from the Canterbury line now. They haven't been down the other end of the park so far. Not with the ball anyway. This is Price. 40-metre line, his own end of the park. Coming to the end of the tackle count. And Hughes puts his kick in. Big day for the young number 7. Shavosky, he'll get his first taste of the defence. He was put out of action with a rib cartilage injury against North Sydney. 30-metre line, came out of the first tackle okay, but it was soft. Carriage playing in number 1, playing on the left wing. 15 is young Hindmarsh. He's young, he's inexperienced, but he's surrounded by fellows that have got plenty of it. Smith gets a kick off the right boot, playing at 5/8. Ball bouncing down for Silver, who's 10 metres out from his own line. Momentarily lost his footing. He's a danger man. He can hurt you from anywhere. Rod Silver.
Got up a little bit gingerly, Jason Smith, after being taken out after the kick. Nothing illegal in it at all, but despite the fact that looking to get involved in that tackle, the problem with the hit.
Canterbury feeding it along the line, and Darren Brett out wider, getting up a bit of steam. Hetherington again choosing to go left, and Price pushes it on. Parramatta gives it, and the 11 is with it for the Canterbury side. That is Tony Grimaldi. 45 out from their own line. They cross halfway now. This is Martini, the centre. Opening exchanges in front of a capacity crowd at the football stadium. Hughes puts in another kick, making the fullback and the winger work a little bit. Shavosky comes to the 20-metre line. His own end of the park. They'll hit him hard. Well, he's using his brain, Shavosky. He knows when he's tackled and he's submitting. Carriage. Norton put a leg out, almost in a tripping action. And nothing was done. It may have been well and truly legal. Now it's Werrett.
Great defence there. The first 3 tackles from Canterbury have allowed Parramatta only about 7 or 8 metres. That's a pretty good run from Dimmick. They have kicked before the 5th tackle every time they've had the football. Here they go again.
John Simon it is. Straight to Rod Silver. Not a good kick. He had a mile of time, John. But all he was looking to do was put some power underneath it. He did that. 40-metre line. Canterbury, second play. Hughes. Wrapped up and put away by Aaron Raper. Now, Halligan back on the right of the ground. And again, it's the centre, is it? No, it's Lester. Lester, the winger. Hetherington finding Britt. Britt crossing the halfway line. Oh, good tackle, McCracken. He got right under the ribcage and drove. Hetherington using Parramatta, drifting from right, working on left of ground. Now, it is Martini finding Halligan. Halligan's on the 40-metre line. Parramatta's into the park. Came up without the football, but play allowed to go on. Went backwards anyway. And Hughes puts a kick in. Carriage watching it closely. Coming off his 10. Norton came down with a good chase, and eventually the tackle was made.
Good signs for both coaches in the opening 5 minutes. No mistakes with the football and no missed tackles yet. And both teams producing very bruising defence at this stage.
This is Lovell playing centres alongside Stuart Kelly. No Nathan Barnes. Play. Got a bit of a facial from Robert Relf. Now Tukey! Outside the 40-metre line. Raper to the short side. Smith. And his kick. Bouncing up for Silva. Silva's come straight back down the centre. Hindmarsh putting him away on the Canterbury 30-metre line. Leicester again. Hetherington. Still no penalties from Bill Harrigan. I don't want to be unfair to him, but he hates giving them. Hetherington through. Hughes away. Pass was dubious. Talon. 7 metres his side at halfway. Just an arm wrestle at the moment. No mistakes, as Paul said. Prepared to kick on early tackles. But whatever you do, don't make a mistake. Parramatta to the halfway before kicking this time. And I think it's too big. No! It is absolutely perfect.
Everybody thought it was too big, including Craig Parramatta. You could hear the silence, but it's drifted back in. It was actually out over the sideline, came back in with the breeze, and landed a metre in touch, or in from touch. And the scrum now 10 out on the Parramatta line, 20 metres in.
Since 1980, Canterbury have made the finals, the playoffs, 11 times, for 7 grand final appearances and 5 wins in those grand finals. Parramatta have made the finals 8 times for 5 grand finals and 4 wins. Is it any wonder that people talk about them with high accolades, particularly through the 80s? This is Shavovsky. That head-to-head, of course, was taken out since Parramatta came into the competition in 1947, but my figures are taken out on finals since the 80s, since these two teams started to dominate. Here's Simon making a half break, getting the pass away. Dimmick was trailing. Halfway line, Canterbury starting to gather up their defences now. There's some pressure coming from Parramatta. The kick is down the ground, it'll go over the touchline and will come out to the 10.
Yeah, great bust there, made the Dean play pass. Ian Heron looks on, he'd like to be out there. He kicked into the victory a couple of weeks ago. Good ball, and Simon got around Grimaldi. And the way they went, they haven't played out their sets of 6 yet. Kicking on the 4th tackle on this occasion. Although I'd like to see them play out and just go for that extra tackle. They might catch Canterbury out.
I think they're just setting themselves up for that, Paul. But they're more important or more concerned now with field position. They realise if they can force a mistake down here, then they'll play out their set of 6.
Martini. Bell warming up with Dallas Weston in 17. Bell in 6. Here's Leicester. He's very fast. You've got to watch him. And from dummy half, a great run. Great run by Gavin Leicester. Carries Canterbury to the halfway and now beyond with Hetherington. Parramatta's turn to gather themselves together. Britt running wider today. Parramatta a grubbing kick. Simon cleans it up. Harrigan says play on. Parramatta's ball. 23 out from their own line. Jason Smith using young Tukey, and they hit him hard.
That was Canterbury's best set of 6 in the game so far. Tremendous run from Willie Talau at the other end of the field, and a good quick play. The ball allowed Leicester some space. Now Carriage getting involved off the Simon pass. Britt goes low. Norton over the top.
Dimmick again. Dimmick! Got a pass around the corner. It may have come off the Canterbury player. And Bill Harrigan has ordered 6 more tackles. Simon leaving the halfway. Britt surges in with Hughes. Tukey is off for Parramatta.
It's Nathan Kalis-on playing the football now, 35 out.
Raper down the short side. Smith holding it back. Finding Carriage. Carriage goes in and away. Finds Smith back in the centre of the park. And he's put down 12 metres out from the line. Now they go to the corner post. It's Carriage getting it, I thought, away, but he didn't. Kelly was there. Canterbury coming up very quickly. Parramatta with Dean Pay along the line. Simon throws a long pass. And out there, it's Lovell. Lovell's put down. 5 metres out. 5 tackles gone. It's away for Pay again. He puts a kick in, and Canterbury is there with Martini.
Well handled. Great attack from the Eels. The game is starting to open up. It's been a frenetic pace for the first 10 minutes, but now the tackles are starting to be missed and some space is being found. Daryl Halligan had a situation out wide there. He handled it very, very well. Talking his younger player, Martini, in a position in defence.
Canterbury now with their lock forward, Norton, taking it out to their own 20-metre line. For Hetherington to give it back on the inside for Grimaldi. 30-metre line. Canterbury elect to kick, and Hughes, it's down on the 40-metre line. Parramatta will get it back to halfway at the very least. They do better than that. So the first tackle, 45 away from Canterbury's line, and Kalis driving it ahead for Parramatta. Reaper to the blind side. Talau was in an offside position, but he took no part. Smith inside 30. Simon through for Pay. Pay, short pass for McCracken. And he will play 25 away as Pay again goes to the right. Dimmick putting a kick in. There's a chance here for Parramatta. They're over. There's the first try. Scored by Shane Werrett. A beautiful kick by Jim Dimmick. And Shane Werrett has got the bounce of the day. And he's put it down.
Well, we saw a great kick yesterday from Darren Lockyer to Michael De Vere. This is just as good. Jimmy Dimmick hasn't had a lot of touches with football in the opening 10. Goes to the line, puts it over the top, and Shane Werrett, the quickest man on the field, got the bounce, had to control it with the juggle, gets the football down. It's been a great opening to this game from both sides. Really putting it on the line, throwing themselves at each other, and a little bit of skill is always going to make the difference. Jimmy Dimmick just provided some.
Well, Shane Werrett was always going to get past Daryl Halligan for speed, and Rod Silver may be caught slightly out of position. Dimmick probably read that. He put the kick in, and what a perfect bounce. First blood to the Eels.
Beautiful kick by Dimmick. It brought the crowd to their feet. The blue and gold army. The army is here today.
For quite a while, Parramatta were accused of not having any speed in their outside backs, and that has changed in the last couple of seasons. Shane Werrett has come to the club from Sydney City. Stuart Kelly has kicked on. He's very, very quick. Paul Carriage is an athlete. And Shavosky, very, very deceptive at fullback. He's now got a tough conversion attempt here on the 20-metre line, 1 metre in from touch.
Clinton Shavosky. Wasn't going to play. They passed him through a fitness test last night, and he was given the nod by the doctors. And he started the game at fullback. We were told he'd play wing and Carriage would play fullback.
I should point out it's the same kind of injury that Brad Fittler carried after the Newcastle match. Fortunately for the Roosters and for Brad Fittler yesterday, it did seem to inconvenience him. Remains to be seen how Shavosky will get through the game. I'd love to put this one over to get the confidence up. There's a great shot of the assignment in front of him.
They don't get any more difficult. Bree starting to pick up a little bit, and he's pushed it out to the right too far. So it is 4 points to 0 between Parramatta and Canterbury. 13 minutes gone, a tremendous opening to the game. The ball is brought back to halfway for the restart by Daryl Halligan. Halligan with the deepish kick, and it's Carriage bringing it back. Tackle might have looked fractionally high, but Harrigan has been right on top of them. Nobody's had a better view than him. Played by Smith. Kelly across, dummy, straightens, put away.
And lost the football. There's the mistake, the first one from Parramatta. After 14 minutes, gives Canterbury a chance. Steve Roach, we expected it to be a physical start. Has it lived up to your expectations? Strong hit from Price.
Yeah, it's been patient from both sides, and I think Parramatta are winning the territory battle at the moment. If you saw the last time that the Bulldogs had the ball, they kicked out of their own line, and Parramatta received on the 40 metres out. That enabled them to get a try off the next set of 6.
Here's Canterbury now, launching, I think I'm right in saying, their first attacking raid on the Parramatta 20-metre line.
Sorry, Ray. Thompson and Troy Stone on for the Bulldogs.
Grimaldi. 12 out. They come to the open side. Hetherington for Stone. Stone is 5 metres from the line. Hetherington again to the right. Hughes, Jinks, steps off his right foot, runs into the traffic. Takes 2 of the forwards down on tackle 5. Hetherington goes to the very big short side. Parramatta's kick comes down off the boots of Raper. Now Bill Harrigan's given a penalty. He's, I believe, ruled Raper offside.
Well, he didn't have much choice, Aaron Raper, except to jump on that football. Craig Parramatta went to the line, put the kick in. It bounced off John Simon's boot. Aaron Raper was standing in front of him. He is offside. The decision is being questioned by Dean Pay. Daryl Halligan should put his team on the board and should put them 2 points clear. Jim Dimmick has been dusty the last couple of tackles. Slow back into the line, about 3 rucks back.
They've opted for the kick, which naturally you would do with Daryl Halligan in your team. Nobody is better.
He's excited a little bloke, Rabs, isn't he? I've never heard him speak this much in a game. Little snork. Loves those Eels.
He loves the blue and gold.
Just think it's a very good game of rugby league, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Bell coming on for Jim Dimmick.
We'd be disappointed if it was any other way, I might add. You've done your apprenticeship, old fella. Nostrils. 19 in from touch. Halligan. Halligan raises the flags for Canterbury. 4-2.
We've seen in this game how mistakes will be punished, as Steve Roach pointed out. Not a good kick from Canterbury gave Parramatta good field position leading up to their try. And on that occasion, from the restart, Stuart Kelly made the mistake. Only a couple of rucks in. And Canterbury, they get some points.
Slight concussion for Jim Dimmick. They say he'll be back. As Simon drives it into the corner. And a big run back by the Canterbury number 19, Thompson. Just look out, Jason Bell, the replacement out there for Jim Dimmick. Doesn't have a very big impact on this game. Stone is taken down by 3 Parramatta defenders. And Bill Harrigan has found a knock on. Oh, well, Parramatta did it at the other end of the park. Now Canterbury have done the same. So they've both coughed it up once in dangerous territory.
This is perfect for the Eels. Jason Bell marshalling these troops out on the left.
Bell is with it. Decoy run to the right. Takes the tackle. They open up the right of the ground now. His run was to the left. Now they're working to the right. Raper back for Bell. Just inside the 20-metre line. Canterbury's end of the ground. 16 is Kalis. Simon looking to unload. Dean Play is there. They're 12 out. It is just so tight. Simon. Jason Smith puts the kick in. Halligan takes it on the full. Back to the 20-metre restart. And a quick run it was. Parramatta, now one of their defenders run into the referee. Didn't interfere with the game and allows it to go on. Thompson, headgear. So has Price. But Price has both his ankles heavily bandaged. If you can't spot a number, you've got to look at something that is of different apparel. This is Price. 3 metres into Parramatta's area. Hetherington to the open. To Stone. 38 now from the Parramatta line. 4-2. They lead. Hughes puts a kick in. Going down to Shane Werritzweg. He snatched at it but got it cleanly. 20-metre line behind them. Clinton Sitkovsky. Out came the ball to play. And across quickly for Stuart Kelly. Kelly's made a break for Parramatta. Look at him go. Support's coming. Carriage. Well, he lost him. but they keep it alive. Dimmick is back on. 23 metres out from the Canterbury line. Hindmarch. 10 metres away. Jason Smith takes control. Hindmarch put down 2 metres away from the line. Here's Smith. Lost it. And he's given a penalty. Stealing the ball is the ruling.
Well, the decision to be made here by the Eels, whether to take the possible 2 or to keep going, because they've got some momentum. Kelly, a great bust. Love to see him get into open spaces and take people on, because he's got great speed. Pay points to the posts. Shafosky steps up.
Ominous signs there for the Bulldogs. Starting to miss plenty of tackles now. Some great footwork there by Stuart Kelly. Left Talau lamenting, and then look at the speed of the man. I thought he was going to get past Silver, but Rocket came and got him in a nice tackle. And now there's some chat happening at Talau.
Play the advantage. Don't hold him back, sin binnable.
Obviously, Willie Talau has been caught for holding one of the Parramatta support players back. Bill Harrigan points out it is a sin binnable offence.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
So see, Talau is the player, yeah, just grabbing hold and, well, got tangled up with one of the Parramatta support players. Look at his belly, the Jason Bell.
This is what happened to bring the penalty. 2 in the tackle. A third comes in. And then Bill Harrigan penalises for stealing the ball in a 2-man or more than that in the tackle situation. Shuvovsky. He should get this. He's 20 in from touch. He doesn't bring it back very far. 13 metres on this occasion. Just gets this little rocking motion going. He wants it. Strikes it, gets it. 2 more points to Parramatta. They lead 6 points. 6 points to 2 now. Great atmosphere.
Let the ball go.
Halligan takes us into the next segment of play. Dallas Western. Storming run. Plenty of purpose about it. High quality run. Carry. Playing it back for Jason Bell to go away and then turn it back for Carry. And all to no avail because they didn't make any ground. Britton Stone making the tackle. Bell away from dummy half now, making about 10 metres. He's tackled on the 40-metre line. 6-2 Parramatta if you've just come back. 22 minutes gone and Bell's got a problem as John Simon kicks again on an early tackle. Ball down on the Canterbury 10-metre line with Rod Silver. Running at Kelly. Put away by the Parramatta number 4. Leicester with an offload for Silver. 20-metre line for Canterbury. Parramatta's had by far the better of the territory. Hetherington. Brett. Ralph. Taken away by Dimmick and Simon. Up the tunnel goes Norton. A problem for the Canterbury lock. Now, Hughes that's on. Glenn Hughes. Corey. Straight to Shane Werrett. Peter's already told you that if he sees some open space, that's the end of it. Just put the cue in the rack. Line up for the next kickoff.
I tend to think that Canterbury probably should look to Glenn Hughes to be the kicker in general play now. I thought he played very well last weekend and his kicking game made a difference against the Knights. Corey Hughes, he can get a couple away with not a particularly good result. I just think Glenn Hughes might be the man to take over that responsibility as John Simon finds Jim Dimmick. Short ball, Dallas Western working out wide.
So Parramatta Setting it up on the open side. Simon. And his kick is high. High for the Chasers. And beautifully taken by Rod Silver. Glenn Hughes. Placed in an impossible situation. Ralph. Jason Smith closing down the gap. Grimaldi. Out to the 20-metre line. They last met in the 1986 Grand Final, a tryless Grand Final, 4-2 to Parramatta. And the winner of this match, of course, will play the Brisbane Broncos here next Sunday. The bounce, favourable for Shivovsky. Looking for an opening.
And that's what I'm talking about, Ray. Corey Hughes there, he didn't pick up a lot of distance. That might be okay, but you can't allow a lack of distance to be met by one bounce by the fullback. He's lost the football here, so it's been a good result for Canterbury in the end, but Dimmick, 49 out from his own line, has made the mistake.
Bell looks to have a left knee problem. Dr. Michael Johnson looking at him. Robert Ralph has lost the front tooth.
What's funny about that? It's very unusual because he is holding onto a mouthguard, so he does wear one.
The tooth was stuck in the mouthguard, we're told. Talau. Beautifully cut down by David Penner, who's on in 14 now for Parramatta. Canterbury starting to make some inroads. They haven't enjoyed much of Parramatta's half. Hetherington, Stone. Amongst the pluses for Canterbury, a slight concussion for Dimmick, and now a knee injury for Bell. Glenn Hughes, unloading. Robert Rell to the 10-metre line. Simon and Smith making the tackle. He's being asked to do a lot of defence work, Jason Smith. It might be taking something out of the tank. Corey Hughes rolls it in, but David Penner was there, very alert. Now, Clinton Shivovsky.
They just can't crack this Parramatta defence. I've never seen defence like it from the Eels, and Shivovsky normally beats one. He's beaten three there. They're really playing well today, the Eels, on a mission.
I think he beat the same bloke 3 times.
Jason's off. Carriage. Weston. Ooh, gee, that was a good hit.
Defense.
He did well, Dallas Weston, though. Carriage away for Kalis. Kalis for Penner. Penner's made the big run. Down to the 30. Played the ball back from Raper. Raper takes Simon with him. Puts in a kick. Oh dear, that didn't finish the way they wanted it to. Tremendous break made by Nathan Kalis. Steve Roach, Jason Bell, what's his problem?
Yeah, it's a cork knee. He's just trying to warm up on the sideline now. And Travis Norton for the Bulldogs has a shoulder problem. He's been looked at now by the club doctor.
Thompson, 25 metres away from the Canterbury line. Lester, a weaving approach to the defence. And now it is Stone with a good run. Plenty of momentum and a lot of purpose to the halfback Hughes, and then to Glenn. And the kick going down inside the 20-metre line for Shivovsky. Always seems to beat one, but he hasn't to me looked as though he was that keen to beat too many defenders on several of the times he's been asked to bring it back. I think he's very tender. He's happier to submit in the tackle. It might be part of the plan. Now, Canterbury players lying around the ruck, and the referee penalises. 29th minute.
And the interchange is being used to the maximum by both clubs here as Shane Werrett rolls the football back. Stephen Price couldn't get out of the way of Aaron Raper. Jason Hetherington has gone off. We'll see Price coming back on. Thompson off.
Bedrington off at the moment as well.
And he did miss all of the second half against Newcastle last week, so hopefully he hasn't picked up the problem.
Kelly snuffed out by Price. Now Kalis finding Tukey. Three of the young Parramatta forwards all out there at the same time now. Dimmick out on the far side of the ground. Penner got a pass away. It was picked up by Lovell. Lovell's put down 28 metres away from the Canterbury line. Raper is there. They had plenty on the blind side. They come open side. Simon for Kalis, and Kalis has provided a couple of passes that have been absolutely superb. Raper on the 20-metre line, drifting across. Tukey goes back in, looks to unload, takes it to ground. Will play the ball, 15 away from the Canterbury line. Raper pirouetting, going back to the blind. Dimmick puts in a kick. They're really worrying Daryl Halligan down there. They're peppering Daryl Halligan.
Yeah, they are, but their last few kicks have been pretty ordinary. They've made it fairly easy for Halligan. He's proven himself to be quite safe over the last month under those kicks. Now a penalty goes to the Bulldogs. Quick tap from Parramatta.
And a good run by the Canterbury number 6, ending just inside his own 30-metre line. 6-2 at the half-hour mark. Parramatta with one try. Canterbury yet to score. Keeping in mind that Canterbury, in recent weeks, have not provided a point to their opposition in the last 3 weekends of football in the second half. Leicester near the halfway line. Parramatta. Carriage, a fair amount of ground to cover to get to it, which allows the defence time to get down and tackle him just outside the Parramatta 10-metre line. Kelly, well, the Canterbury player believes he has it, and he has. And referee Bill Halligan will pack a scrum. A chance here for Canterbury.
A very strong tackle there, I think Shane Martini.
Dangerous situation for Parramatta. As Canterbury go across to the centres. Martini, Carriage hangs on, makes the tackle just outside the 10. Ryan showing it, going back to go forward. Now Stone using Grimaldi. Grimaldi is 9 metres away. Stone from dummy half. There's the try line. Corey Hughes. Price. Grill. Back for Silva. Price running around in front of the player in possession. Now Grimaldi. Now they go back. Hughes, Parramatta. The juggle by Parramatta took some time away. This is the last now. Glenn Hughes. Rubber kick into the big in goal. Parramatta will have to pick it up. He had his foot out. He had his foot out. That brings it out to the 20. We'll go to a break and come back in just a moment.
It's the way of the line. As soon as he touches it, it's dead. Don't worry about knocking on. As soon as he touches it,
6 points to 2. Parramatta come back for the 20-metre place kick with Raper using Pay. Just looking at the face of Aaron Raper, strain, the pressure of high-class football showing out. McCracken, 33rd minute. Bell. Oh, that's a good ball. Simon. There's a groan from the crowd, but the ball nor the arm carrying the ball had touched the ground. Here's Bell again. And again he unloads, taking 2 defenders out of the game. Weston goes up the middle. Look at the big young forward. He's running like a centre. He gives the pass. And away goes Parramatta. Looking for the corner. Shivolsky. He's put it over. What about Weston? He can't run that fast.
He did. And Clinton Shivolsky, he gets the try. He had to change direction again about 3 or 4 times. Dived in low, but beautiful lead-up work here. Jason Bell in around the dummy half area. Dean Pay an offload. A great pass at the at Jason Smith, the next one. He frees it there. This player, he's concerned about his man here, but the run of Dallas Weston is beautiful, straight into the gap. The pass is a line ball one, very line ball actually, and Dallas Weston, he's got a head of steam up, strides out. On the far side, he's got a player unmarked, but he decides to go to Szyfowski, who comes in field. He's got 12 metres to go, beats one, steps around Lester, sees the line, dives down, and Silver can't push him over the sideline.
Ball down Stork. Okay, mate.
Jason Smith,
great try to the Eels. Weston, one thing he can do, he can hit a hole well. He's done that. He's always had plenty of speed, but he positioned his outside support well, started to drift away towards him, and it's a good ball. And from here, this try, honestly, should have been stopped by 3 or 4 Canterbury defenders, but he's very tricky, and he tricks them all up and dives over in the corner. One concern, his left arm holding the ball. Did it hit the touch line? Nah, sweet as.
Well, that's just a beautiful try, and look at the emotion on young Szyfowski. So elusive, so almost classical on his feet.
As you pointed out, Paul, it was very good from Dallas Weston drifting back towards where the pass was going to go. By doing that, he also committed the winger for a little bit longer, gave Szyfowski more space. Not getting any easy ones in this department.
10-2. Szyfowski from touch, 20-metre line. On its way, looking okay. Has it got the length? Yes, it has. Clears the bar by centimetres. 12-2, and another look at it with Steve Roach.
Ray, what a great set of 6 that was. That came from a 20-metre tap from the Parramatta side. They've gone the length of the field in one set of 6 tackles. Beautiful pass there from Smith. Have a look at the speed of this bloke, and he does exactly right. He just goes in a little bit, draws the man, and Szyfowski, he runs inside out, he steps himself. He can't believe it.
The kickoff and the return with Bell. Dallas Weston, you'll recall, when he first made the big grade, they said he looks like a Steve Roach lookalike. Roachy was a bit faster than him, though.
I wish I could run like that. Don't worry about that, I wouldn't be sitting here.
He's another of these Parramatta players who took a while to find himself in the top grade. He made the City second side, I think, in his first year of grade. Went to North Sydney, didn't do a great deal over there, and under Brian Smith, he has blossomed. As John Simon now decides not to kick on to Dimmick, gets one away.
I do think there was a question mark on the pass that went to Weston, though. Halligan. Time in opposition half is levelled out. It's probably an unkind statistic, though, when you think about the number of times they've kicked on early tackles, particularly Parramatta. Hughes pulled down on the 40-metre line. Hetherington across on the short side, picking up Ryan. 12-2 the margin. Corey Hughes steps and tries to beat Raper. He does, and he's pulled down by Lovell. Hetherington to Glenn Hughes, crossing the 40. A chip and a chase, and then out of the beat came Carey. Kelly. My goodness, he's got a beautiful step. Here's Werrett. Werrett! Pulled down by Halligan. Dimmick. Smith over the 40. Weston. Cleaned up his own mistake, but he was really put under some pressure with the pass.
Shane Werrett again finding some space right in behind the play the ball area. Wide out by Darryl Halligan. Unfortunately for the Eels, Dallas Weston put the ball down. Not far out from half-time now. The Bulldogs would love to get something going in this next 2.5 minutes.
Won their last 7. Incredible to think they're here today, Canterbury. They were placed 15th after 4 rounds. And nobody was saying anything too kind about them. Norton is back on. That's where they finished respectively, Parramatta and Canterbury. Down on the 40-metre line, Britt with a beautiful ball. Martini, not held. Now is by Jason Smith. Leicester, Price. Price met by Kelly and Smith. I tell you what, I said it earlier, and it has to be said again, Jason Smith is really standing up in defence today as the bomb is taken by Carriage. I was going to make the point to complete what I was saying. I'm just wondering whether they're running plays at Jason Smith on purpose.
Well, if they are, it's a good tactic, because at the moment he's on 15 tackles, which places him second behind Nathan Hindmarsh alongside Nathan Kaler. So he's been asked to do plenty, but it's just that kind of football. He wants to be involved anyway.
I remember in a semi-final situation when Terry Lamb was the key figure for Canterbury. I think it was St George. They ran 23 tackles at Lamb in the first half.
I know Canberra did it as well, Ray. Gary Belcher, we had a chat about it not so long ago. He said that was a definite ploy that they tried at the end of the season. As John Simon, under pressure, straight to Rod Silver, under a minute.
40 seconds of time. Silver, a trademark run. Doesn't mind covering a lot of ground. Looking for a hole. 42 metres away from the Parramatta line. To the right, to the short side. Thompson. Corey Hughes. Glenn Hughes. Reminder tonight, we'll take it to the Commonwealth Games again. From Hetherington to Corey. He puts the bomb up. Pressure for Carriage. Not really. Not really. There it is. The sound of the half-time whistle. A brilliant start by both sides. But Parramatta have visited the Canterbury try line and come back with 2 tries. They lead at the break in front of a capacity crowd. 12 points to 2. 12-2 Parramatta. Thank you for coming back. Of course, for Canterbury, a bit of work to be done. 10 points the margin. Beautiful sight to look out from the broadcasting box and see a full house at the Sydney Football Stadium. I must admit I thought it would be the same at ANZ Stadium yesterday, but they fell well short of expectation. But there's nothing wrong with this crowd today. In fact, it's as big a crowd as I've seen for a semi-final ever.
And very good completion rates from both teams there, especially when you consider that Parramatta have kicked early in their tackle counts. 17 from 20 for the Bulldogs is all Stephen Folkes would have been looking for. The big problem for the Blue and Whites has been their missed tackle count. 15 up against 5, and obviously they are having problems breaking the line of the Parramatta defence. 4-1 in favour of the Eels. So they're controlling the ball well, the Bulldogs, just having a few problems in variety into creating some space.
Nathan Hindmarsh, first really big game for him, heading into a grand final. 18 tackles, he's done very well. Nathan Kalis with 15. And Dean Pay leading the hit-ups. He's had some good offloads as well. One person not there is Jason Smith on 17 tackles, but he's handling it quite well at this stage, Smithy. And for the Canterbury side, well, fairly even. Travis Norton, Jason Hetherington, the Queenslanders in the side on 16 tackles each. And so, look, they're going all right, the Bulldogs. They're just having trouble breaking the line. That's their huge problem so far.
So the Canterbury side from right to left, and the second half is underway. 2 tries to Parramatta in the first half. David Middleton was just telling me Canterbury in the last 3 matches not only have kept their opposition scoreless, they've amassed a total of 49 points. So that includes the extra time match.
I suppose the other stat we should point out as well, Ray, is that the 3 teams in both first grade and in President's Cup through the final series have all been beaten after having the week off. Parramatta trying to defy that trend.
John Simon, his head went down actually when he kicked that. He wasn't happy with it, and Silva plays it on their own 40-metre line. This is Leicester. This is the tackle that brought a groan from the crowd. And they don't know that he was lifted past the horizontal. Harrigan wasn't even the least bit perturbed by it. And again a groan from the crowd as Hetherington plays the ball.
Yeah, Jared McCracken just hung the arm out there. Could have been penalised as Darren Britt finds Ralph on the inside.
A push for Darren Britt to make the Australian side today. Now, Parramatta's kick gives plenty of time to the chasers. The crossbar's in the road. Szymanski lost it. And it's been propelled forward, says Harrigan. He sends it out to the 20-metre line. It was a great bomb.
He's got Daryl Halligan for a knock on there.
I don't think he got his hands to it. Might have come off his shoulder and gone forward. That's no knock on.
I'm just wondering, Paul, whether he got him for when he tried to put pressure on the football. Let's have a look at it. Parramatta do get a penalty. Goes forward. Hard to pick up from that angle.
I would have expected that Bill Harrigan was looking for some part of the arm or hand to touch the football. And again, I think it probably would have been well looked at on the video referee's screen. We've watched it a couple of times and I can't see it doing that at any time. So it might have been a let-off there for Parramatta. It was a great bomb though, wasn't it? Demick, Smith, Lovell to the 20-metre line. Inside it, in fact. And how many times does a team have a let-off at one end of the park and they put it over the line at the other end in a short space of time? Simon pushing it, Demick angling, then Smith. Went to offer the pass. Now they put him away. 10 metres away from the Canterbury line. Simon shapes to kick, then gets a pass away. Miraculously, Kalis, Raper, and knocked on by Canterbury, I think. I'm just interested to hear what this ruling is.
When you kicked it, accidental offside. Yeah. Off his legs, off your leg.
Yeah, accidental offside, so it will be a Canterbury restart.
I wrote a column in Rugby League Week this week about this man, Bill Harrigan. Considering the pace of the modern game, my goodness, he's outstanding in my opinion. I wonder about referees gone by, whether they could even stay with this game as fast as it is and still apply the rules the way he does. Hindmarsh! 22 metres away from the Canterbury line. Jason Smith crossing that line. John Simon, he will unload. He does for pay. Payback for Kalis. He loses the ball behind him. Canterbury's defence closing ranks. Demick. Raper. Pay. To be followed. Simon does that. Knocked down by Canterbury. And Pay has come back with it. 6 more tackles for Parramatta. Simon. Raper. Smith. Just probing. Scheming. Looking for that little gap to present itself. Even a penalty would be handy. Down the blind. Kalis. Hetherington over the top. Parramatta underneath. And Kelly runs across and steps. He'll go over! Kelly's over the line but held up. That's a marvellous tackle by Rod Silver.
You won't see a better tackle. Rod Silver may well have kept his side in the game here. Stuart Kelly, the big right footstep, threw a couple of tackles. Silver takes him head on, rolls him over. No doubt the ball didn't get anywhere near the ground. Marvellous work from the number 1.
Good stuff in it. That's what semi-finals are all about. Stuart Kelly did well to make the bust, and super tackle from Silver.
But they get another chance, Parramatta. Lovell pulled down by Martini. 7 from the line. Simon. Smith. There it is for Demick. Now for Szymanski. Szymanski looking to unload. He does for Jason Smith. Lofted pass for McCracken. McCracken ducks under a tackle. 15 away. Raper. And then for Payne. 2 metres from the line, the crowd right on their feet now. Simon's pass, Kelly away, Carriage's pass, and it's gone forward.
You wouldn't believe it.
They had engineered a perfect try.
They'd had 3 players out there unmarked for 3 tackles, and when the crunch came just to get the ball out there, they don't stand deep enough, just had to give themselves half a metre. That's all they needed. And the pass goes forward. Could have been all over there.
Yeah, this is the key time in the game. Parramatta, they've had all the possession, all the territory, just no depth whatsoever.
Canterbury then, coming away off their own line, and we haven't been to Steve Roach in the second half. Steve, what did you find out?
Yeah, I'll do the Eels first. Brian Smith said stay in tight the defence. The Dogs' short passing game must be watched. He said just clean our game up coming out of our own. Then we've made 3 errors in that department. He said don't panic, play percentage, grind out the game. We're winning all the little battles. I've got Terry Lamb on the sideline. Terry, what was said in the Canterbury Bulldogs room at half-time?
We've got to stop the Parramatta team from offloading. They seem to offload and make yards right up the middle.
Yeah, the other thing too, Terry, I thought was simple one-on-one misses that really cost you. That hasn't happened over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're panicking a little bit. We haven't had much ball, so they want to throw the ball around and score tries early. So it's only 12-2. We get a quick try and we can get another game.
That could be the turnaround there, holding the Parramatta side out there for 3 sets of 6 tackles.
I'd say, they probably really should have scored a try then. That's a silly penalty, that one.
All right, mate, thanks very much for joining us, and good luck next week for your side in the grand final.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes, just repeating that Canterbury, Terry Lamb's President's Cup team, progress to the grand final. They will play Parramatta, who defeated Illawarra in the first grand final qualifier. Canterbury defeated Penrith 22-16. There's the score on the screen, 22-16. That was President's Cup. To the halfway. Parramatta defeated Illawarra earlier, as I said. Now it is paid back to the Canterbury 40-metre line. Our thanks to Terry Lamb, and thanks to all those officials that have offered to put their hand up and help us with our coverage. Here's a great play by Parramatta. McCracken dropping the ball down to Smith. Smith fends away. He's inside the 10, and he's put down. Rod Silva. Dimmock. Simon. Long, bullet-like pass. Bell. Similar pass to Kelly. Kelly. And he's put down inches from the line on 5. Carriage refuses to get back. He doesn't give himself enough depth. Play. Simon. Simon looking for the cross kick. He's looking for the winger on the right. In they go for the jump. Parramatta's got it. Lost it backwards. Puts it down for try. No, Bill Harrigan says, hold the phone.
Well, I reckon it might be a try. I thought it went backwards, but are they offside? Are they onside?
Well, Carl Lovell is the man who's got the ball down. Shane Werrett flew high with Daryl Halligan. The ball appeared to go backwards. Somebody's got to send a message out to Paul Carriage to get about 5 metres behind Stuart Kelly on the far side of the field.
They're a mile onside, these two.
No dramas there. Werrett flies high. Does it go backwards? Goes up. Ball.
No.
Well, I think...
Initially, it looked to come forward
I
off
think
the hands
so too.
of Werrett.
I think it's a knock on.
Dead set gone forward. That's what the video referee should find.
Yeah, they've said that the ball has come off Shane Werrett's hands, gone forward, hit the head of Daryl Halligan, and then come back. So this should be a red light.
It is.
Dennis Spagarino. Dennis Spagarino, the man today, he's got it right.
Parramatta then have been down there twice in the last 5 minutes.
But you're right, Rabs, that far side, once again, Stuart Kelly just had a draw and pass situation, but he couldn't pass it to Carriage because it would have been another forward pass, and now a penalty to the Bulldogs.
And the first time Kelly did pass it, they got pulled up for a forward pass. This is interesting.
Too aggressive, all up around the head, using the forearm. Don't bring it into the game.
Well, you've got to say that in the last 10 minutes, Parramatta, well, they had to put points on the board. They probably could have scored 2 tries. And I just wonder whether Canterbury will get some confidence out of that fact and come home very strongly in the last half hour. That could be a real key 10 minutes in this battle.
So So a very good kick for touch by Parramatta. Attack on the halfway line. Stone. Met by Kelly and by Bell. Took him over towards that sideline. Price. Hetherington looking for runners. Just lost the script there for a moment. Parramatta. Glenn Hughes. Back now for Martini, and Lovell picks him up and drives him into the ground. Very strong defence by Carl Lovell. Robert Relf running into Dimmick now. They're down to the 30. 5 tackles gone for Canterbury. Stone. Parramatta. Little kick down into the end goal. It'll go over the dead ball line, so Parramatta will start their trek up the ground from that 20-metre line. First half played at a frantic pace, and you can see the comparison here in the second half. Much of the zip is gone. It's down now more to a mental battle and a battle of stamina. Pay hoping to put a pass around the corner onto the chest of Jason Bell. Carriage, a run for the winger. Would like to think he'd learnt by his mistake earlier, but he obviously hasn't. Now that kick by Bell is looking for the flanker on the left, who is now Shivovsky. I think what Brian Smith's done here is he's pushed Carriage back to fullback and told Clinton Shivovsky to get out on that left wing. Just keep an eye on that for me, Pete, would you? Parramatta for Glenn Hughes. Taken down by Simon.
Well, that's exactly what he's done, Ray. We have Carriage at fullback now, Shivovsky on the far wing. It's Troy Stone coming centre field. Strong defence again. And the crowd rising.
Relf. Huge crowd. As Parramatta gets a very big kick in. Carriage, a mile of time, and put away by Price. Good chase by the front row forward. He's fast on the feet. So is Shivovsky. 15 away from his own line. The second tackle is gone. This is Bell. Beyond the 20 on 3. Jason Smith. Simon. Weston played a part, a major part in one of Parramatta's tries. That's the end of 4 tackles as Smith and Dimmick put something together. And Smith is with it again. Chances the pass. Weston goes down the ground. Carriage has put it down. Parramatta couldn't get a clean catch on it. But Canterbury have come up with the ball in reasonable field position. Halfway line. Silva. Ridden down by Hindmarsh. Hetherington. Lester. Comes into his own late in the game. Him and players like him. Plenty of petrol in the tank and a lot of speed in the legs. Stone. The boys in the middle are starting to tire. Parramatta. Drifting pass for Price. Now, Talau! Talau will... No, he falls short by a couple of metres. Lester puts the head down and tries to do it on his own. Uses up a tackle, that's 5. One more to weather. Parramatta. And Carriage just let it go wisely. So we will take a break as Canterbury puts the pressure on. 12 points to 2 in favour of Parramatta. To Parramatta. Glenn Hughes placed in the blood bin by Bill Harrigan. Crowd figures are going up, and I think it'll be somewhere near 37,000.
They can read the scoreboard, Rabskin.
Yeah, about 36, 8, 40, I reckon, give or take a person.
But that attacking play we saw just before the break there was the best we've seen from Canterbury. And for mine, the two best chances out there to make clean breaks for the Bulldogs are the two centres, Martini and Talau. They've both made a couple of breaks and they're looking good.
Parramatta trying to launch a raid down the right of the ground, the halfway line. Simon now play out wide and trampling his way forward. Parramatta's clutching at his knee. Simon back inside, Hindmarsh 38 metres away from the Canterbury line. Simon again puts a neat little kick down the ground, but straight in the direction of the fullback. Silva on his way back down the park. Look how elusive he is. Tackled by Tukey. 20-metre line. Martini running into Raper. Hetherington. Thompson met by Kelly.
Craig Parramatta being escorted from the field. You can see it right of screen there, limping off. Bad sign. Trying to get him back before the end of the game. He's played well this afternoon after missing a couple.
Price. State of origin this year. Looking to try and lift Canterbury. Now Thompson on Norton, across. Talau kicking. Then coming across is Shavovsky, and it came off the arm of a Canterbury player and went forward. Oh, they got a bounce then, Canterbury. That was half a chance.
Hasn't just got speed, Talau, he's got some skill. He's been the find of the year for the Bulldogs. And just touched there by Leicester.
That could have been the start of Canterbury's resurgence. You don't get many of those chances in a game as tight as this.
Ray, I think the resurgence has started. I think when they held Parramatta out for that first 10 minutes in the second half, they found something. They dug deep, and that's starting to be reflected in their attacking play as well.
Kalis, pay is off for Parramatta. Demick keeping it low, driving it towards that sideline, and they're the tactics that will see Parramatta go to the grand final. Slowing it down, getting the defence line set, taking up time. 36,841 is the crowd here today. Dimick in slow-mo. Well, if there's only 36,841 here, and they say that it'll take 40-42, where do they put the other 6?
The room here in the box.
They've got to be kidding. Steve Roach on the sideline.
I think the Doggies have got to change their tactics around. It looks to me like they're waiting to the 4th and 5th tackle to put something on. They've got to go straight away when they get the football.
Darren Britt, Parramatta mauling over him. 10 points the margin. No change since half-time. Parramatta a problem. Parramatta's played Brisbane twice and beaten them twice. Parramatta's played Canterbury twice and beaten them twice. You'd almost think that they deserve to play Brisbane next weekend. Shavovsky.
Yeah, ordinary kick there from Corey Hughes, unfortunately for the Dogs. They've had some very good players today, none better than Stephen Price, their big prop. He's really lifted. He's a state of origin quality player now, and maybe a chance for the test side in a couple of weeks. Darren Britt's played well, Troy Stone. They're going right the second half, the Doggies.
It's been an enormous effort from Stephen Price, hasn't it? Because he's really a back rower playing in the front row. He's been asked to, that's a mistake, wrong end of the field for the Eels.
I'm getting a feeling, Rabs. I'm getting a feeling that the Eels aren't home yet. Mistakes like that one.
I don't think Canterbury's worried them sufficiently enough to really endanger this lead, boys.
I know that, but they're hanging in there.
I think Snorky is starting to become a little bit pessimistic. I know the feeling myself.
I tend to agree with Paul. I just think that Canterbury is starting to rise to the occasion. I've got no doubt that the Canterbury fans have found voice as well, and that's spurring the side on.
When I say I know the feeling, I've had a bet in a few photo finishes down through the years. There is pessimism coming through the boys. Norton, just inside the 20-metre line. Now let's see if they can worry them. Halligan, Britt. He hasn't made a lot of offloads today. Hetherington back for Stone to give it to Halligan. Halligan is about 2 metres out. This is the last tackle again. Stone out for Corey Hughes. Held it up. There's a chance on Thompson. Silver's got to pass away, and it's Ryan. Ryan gets it on. Here's Canterbury throwing everything at them now. Hughes, Stone, and Stone gets it on for Hetherington. Hetherington scores. Canterbury are in.
Has he got the ball down, Ray? I think he might have lost this one.
Bill Harrigan wants to look at it. It'll be interesting to see what Jason Hetherington does, whether he goes back to halfway.
Well, he thinks he scored, and it deserves a try, to be quite honest, with the lead-up. They must have strung together 10 or 12 passes on the last tackle. Let's have a look. Gets close to the line now. Ball comes out. He loses the football. No try.
No try. Tragic for the Doggies.
Well, the red light.
Well, was the ball stripped? No, it's a 20-metre restart. So the referee and the video man has said that he lost it.
Pen up. Kalis. Canterbury now muscling.
Well, what will that do to their confidence they've just been building?
Jason Smith. Simon. Both sets of fans roaring for their team. Silver. Leicester. Kenner and Smith. Stone down the right. 12-2. Parramatta's coming back. Darren Britt. Hughes. Oh, beautiful tackle by Raper. That looked like his father. Corey Hughes for Norton. A chip and chase is on. He kicks it again. Shavovsky, as cool as a cucumber. My goodness, he's cool, this kid.
What about the skill there from Travis Norton? Puts the chip over. And again. Lovely stuff.
Here's Kelly. Carriage. Just beyond his own 20-metre line. Jim Dimmock. Away for Bell. Bell back inside for Dimmock. Dimmock's over the halfway. Gets it to Werrett. Werrett's on his way. They won't catch him. Werrett, fastest man in the game. Puts it over the line. And the army goes up.
Well, it's a cruel game, rugby league, isn't it? Jason Hetherington only moments ago was, for all certainly, going to get the try and get the Canterbury Bulldogs to within striking distance. And all of a sudden, Parramatta with Jason Bell stepping inside, finding support in Jim Dimmock. He did very well, Dimmock here. He summed up the situation. He went back to Shane Werrett. He gets his second. When you make a break, you'd love to have your quickest man in the side, in fact, on the field, on your shoulder, and that's what Jim Dimmock found. Jason Bell here, a great move on Shane Martini. We saw Bell do the same in Brisbane to put Stuart Kelly away. This time he's been instrumental in Shane Werrett going in under the posts.
Oh, it could have been Kenny to price the growth this 12 years ago, but it's not. This Parramatta side is a very, very good one, and they're attempting to reach the great heights set by that Parramatta side in the 80s. And you've got men like Werrett there, with a big chance to do it. Well constructed try.
Yeah, I tend to think we're doing them a little bit of a disservice to keep talking about the 80s, I suppose. This is a team that has been trying to shrug off those comparisons. Plenty of new players there now, and they're doing very, very well in the 90s, toward the end of the 90s. And Jason Hetherington, the head goes down. We saw yesterday Phil Gould looking to the heavens. He said rugby league can be a very, very cruel sport. And for Jason Hetherington, he's just found out how much it can hurt.
So John Simon to take this kick. 12 metres back, right in front of the uprights. Shane Werrett, Peter said the fastest man on the field, fastest man in the club. He's the fastest man in rugby league in Australia. As Simon gets the extras for Parramatta, Jason Hetherington's head said it all. It is 18-2 with 17 to go. The margin, 17 minutes to go. It's not impossible, but it's bordering on a miracle.
Well, I'm sure one thing that the Bulldogs would like to have a look at the end of this game, if they do go down, is that Jason Hetherington no try, as to whether it was stripped by a Parramatta player, because there were definitely two in the tackle. And of course that would not have meant a restart from 20-metre line for the Eels, and possibly leading to that try. So it's now that's been an enormous call in this game.
Well, let's make it very clear, though, that that wouldn't have necessarily been Bill Harrigan's call.
No, it was a video ref.
So he had a couple of looks at it. And nothing done about this tackle. It has taken Rod Silver high. But again, he probably contributed to it the way he fell. Whether that's an excuse, I don't know, but here's the no try again.
See, I think there's a hand in there from Werrett, I think.
Well, it certainly looked as though there was a blue and gold hand on the ball. But again, I don't know that it was the referee's call. Norton. So the Dogs. Stone. Hughes. Kick straight down to Carriage. There's no chase on it really at all. Here's the defence just arriving. The other thing that I'm just concerned about with that controversial point that you're making, Jason Hetherington didn't blow up at all. He copped it. He copped it fairly calmly. I'm just wondering whether he felt that he contributed as much as anybody else to losing the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a reflection of the situation or a reflection of the man.
Tukey. Raper for Simon. Simon. Oh, they're all wanting to run now. And that was a try-saving tackle. Halligan on Werrett. Simon. A long-range drop goal. Well wide of the mark. They don't need to get too flamboyant, Parramatta. Ryan. Hughes. Canterbury's legs just as tired. And they've got a lot of work to do. Parramatta.
Well, Steve Folkes during the week was quoted as telling his side that fatigue is just a state of mind. We're going to find out whether they believe that or not, because there can't be too much petrol left after the 7 weeks that they've had getting to this stage of the competition. To get out of this one, it'll be superhuman.
Glenn Hughes. Kick. Well-placed kick too. Carriage. He's been a bit of a villain and a hero in this game today. Let's not lose sight of that while we're pondering that negative for Canterbury. Parramatta probably had 2 chances to put it over the line, and through their own ill discipline failed to complete what was great lead-up work. Tukey again. 5 gone. Rape. Simon. going out on the full. So, just a little bit of scraggy play coming in for Parramatta.
John Simon there telling his players that he wanted it on the fourth. They don't want to wait until the last. As Craig Polamatta spins, slowing down 35 out centre field, 5 tackles left.
19 is Thompson. Glenn Hughes, the 20-metre line. Corey Hughes, Thompson, Norton. Ryan had gone before he was able to get his arms free. Thompson again. Taken down by Hindmarsh. Polamatta. Corey Hughes. Glenn Hughes. Grubbing kick, looking for a regather. Simon has got it. It'll be a line dropout. And Stephen Roach, it's looking like Parramatta. And yesterday, you had no hesitation in saying, I don't really care who wins, they can't beat Brisbane.
Yeah, well, I still thought that Parramatta would win today, but it's going to be a tough ask next week. But I suppose one thing Parramatta will have on their side is the crowd. Everyone will be supporting them next week.
2 wins under their belt, Steve, from 2 outings. They will go in, I would imagine, with a reasonable level of confidence.
I'm sure they'll be confident going into the game, but I just think if Brisbane play anywhere near like they did yesterday, they'll be very hard to toss.
This is Thompson. Ryan. Matt Ryan is hurt. Trouble in playing the ball. It's that right leg. Now, Price. I didn't see the game, but what if Parramatta reenacts what they did the last time they played Brisbane? Polamatta for Glenn Hughes. Hetherington. Polamatta's in. How was the pass? Polamatta's over the line. And Harrigan points to the spot. Canterbury over the line. 18 points to 6.
Jason Hetherington there putting the ball straight onto the chest of Craig Polamatta. I don't know whether it was forward or not. I tend to think that there was a big doubt on the pass. Probably the same amount of doubt on the pass that Jason Smith threw involved in a Parramatta try.
There's no doubt. It's dead set forward and Harrigan was right in line, but the try's been awarded. And, I mean, they're an outside chance still of getting into it. It's a good ball from Hetherington, who's played very well today.
Halligan's kick coming around just too much. So, no improvement. 18 points to 6. Parramatta over Canterbury and 10 minutes to go. Chaired from the ground. No feeling in that right ankle, so it appears. Right knee or right ankle. So a 12-point lead for Parramatta with 10 minutes to go. And here's Thompson coming back to the shoulder of Stuart Kelly. Just inside the Canterbury 20-metre line. Norton. Kalis eventually putting him down. Hetherington. Polamatta. And then it's out for Talau. And he gives it back for Werrett. Werrett heading in the opposite direction, going close to the sideline.
There's no doubt here that Johnny Simon will marshal his troops towards the post. He wants to make it a 13-point lead, or should be wanting.
Kalis, they're 30 metres out. Second tackle. Dean Pay on the third. Simon will wait. I'd say he'll take it now. He'd be happy with that. 20-metre line. Raper's gone to him. Here it goes. Charged down by Canterbury. So Parramatta wants the football back to get 6 more. Pay. Now he nullifies. I've been waiting for Bill Harrigan. They may well try it again. Simon. Raper. 25 out. Simon's doing exactly the same thing. Kalis has helped him. Simon will probably try and get some forwards to give him some cover. Here he goes again. There goes the shot from Johnny Simon. It's wide, according to Bill Harrigan. So Canterbury gets the ball back on the 20-metre line.
He did have time then, John Simon. Hit it pretty well, just to the left-hand side of the left-hand upper.
Simon taken to the benches immediately. David Penner goes on. Talau. He hasn't had many opportunities, Willie Talau, but he's certainly been a very good find for Canterbury. Impressive when he's had a chance. Parramatta, inside ball from Ralph. And the flying Rod Silver's going for the corner, and he's over for Canterbury. Canterbury back to 18 points to 10.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. All of a sudden, they've come to light. They've been building up to this, the Bulldogs. Now, is there any doubt over this pass from Ralph? Came very late. Silver's on the charge. Looked okay. And Shavosky got him on the back foot. A valiant attempt. Couldn't get there.
What a pass.
Great ball, isn't it? Especially with the amount of Parramatta players he had interested. There were three there. Just waited and waited for him, and Rod Silver was always going to beat Shavosky one-on-one with that kind of speed behind him. Shavosky does well here because he keeps him out wide.
How important is this kick, Peter?
Well, the last one was important too, and we tended to think he rushed that a little bit, Darryl Halligan. He had more time, maybe what he thought that he did. So this is an enormous kick.
2 metres in from touch. It looks okay. It's coming around, and he gets it. Halligan has brought them within 6 points.
Well, how interesting the Hetherington try now. They've just stopped coming up in defence, haven't they? It's a beautiful ball from Robert Ralph. Silver comes from nowhere, as he has done all semi-final series. They're still in it, the Doggies. 5 minutes left on the clock.
Get your head up, Pete. Get it up.
Struggling a bit now, mate. Very interesting move from Brian Smith, wasn't it? John Simon attempting a couple of field goals and he took him straight off. I just wonder whether he wasn't happy with that decision, whether he thought that maybe that was a negative effect on the team, that they could still be looking for the try to really wrap it up.
Robert Ralph. 15 metres out from their own line. Canterbury need a converted try to take us into extra time for the second week in a row for Canterbury. Glenn Hughes, Norton, oh, a fragile tackle. Bill Harrigan said 6 more tackles. Troy Stone, Robert Ralph, they're throwing the ball about as though tomorrow doesn't even exist.
There's a penalty, and Canterbury are about to find touch within the 20-metre line of Parramatta. 4 minutes left on the clock. See here the tackle on Robert Ralph. Raked out, looked as though it was one-on-one, so I'm not quite sure whether he didn't have a right to do that.
The tap. Britt leads the charge.
And where's Rod Silver? He's the man they're looking for.
Troy Stone, Craig Parramatta. A smothering tackle by Raper. Now they are where they want to be. Norton drifting across the park. Kelly makes an important tackle. They come back. Lester gets it to within 2 metres of the line. A big finish. Parramatta by 6 points. Glenn Hughes. Long ball for Silver. Then Talau in the corner. Canterbury are in again. Parramatta are walking. Now Halligan from the touchline to level.
Well, if you want anybody to take this kick, it's D. Halligan. He had no problems with the last one. He'll have learnt from that. Parramatta just didn't get the numbers here. Steve Roach hit the nail on the head earlier. They've stopped coming up. And as Canterbury come wide, just have a look here as we freeze it there. We've got 1, 2, 3 Canterbury players up against 2 Parramatta defenders. As play continues, they've just got to use that. Shane Werrett here, up against Willie Talau. Plenty of space there. And I think that we're going to extra time.
Well, there's some great passes there, some great balls. And Talau, he's had a great game today. Talau got down low. Darryl Halligan. He's had plenty of these in his career. None more important. 1 foot in from touch. 30 centimetres. Can he do it?
Has there been a more important kick for Darryl Halligan? Has there been a more important kick for Canterbury? He hits it. If it hooks it, it's staying on the line. He's got it. Oh, the man. Oh, the man is a messiah.
He's a freak. Dead set freak. It's unbelievable.
Ah, you've got to admire them, haven't you? They never say die, these guys. Have a look at Talau. He says, that's a beautiful ball from Rod Silver. He got a couple of it interested. And that's a great try to Talau. And here's the kick. Halligan, he's raised the roof.
Unbelievable. I thought that it would hook, but he kicked it straighter than he's ever kicked it. And look at the trainer. Halligan has saved Canterbury. Nearly to the 20-metre line.
I've got to say, you go back to the one that he missed. It was a lot easier than that one, but he really, really rushed it.
And are Canterbury in the last minute going to have a chance for a long-range field goal? They might not go to extra time. They might be able to put this game away if they can do something in the next 1 or 2 tackles to get to the other end.
There they go again down the short side. They're 55 metres from Parramatta's line. Parramatta. Hughes goes for a long-range drop goal. They might be able to tackle this man in goal. He puts a foot on the line. He's read the rule book.
Well, the ball had stopped, so it's a line dropout. The ball was not in motion.
I apologise. Okay.
Now he's called time off. 17 seconds remaining. Parramatta have to drop the ball out. They would have to look at taking 1 tackle in.
Once the ball stops, that's it. It will stop. It will stop.
The rule being explained to Paul Carriage. Once the ball is stopped, he's saying it had stopped. Was there one more roll in it? Who's the man, Pete? Halligan, long range?
Well, he's the man in the last couple of... Oh, gee, hasn't gone particularly far, the kick. I think Halligan is the player they'd be looking for. He's coming off his wing.
Well, it's got to happen now.
They have to take the shot now.
Well, it's not going to be him.
The shot taken by Robert Relf, and Carriage brings it back for Parramatta. That will see full time when the ball goes dead and Carriage put a kick on it. He's taken a shot. Canterbury's taken a shot, and it's fallen short.
It's just gone under.
Oh, well now they're claiming that it's a goal.
No, it's gone under.
Canterbury are claiming victory.
I'm pretty sure it just went under that black spot.
Yeah, I cannot believe Paul Carriage would have ever given an opportunity for that to happen.
Bill Harrigan is talking to his touch judges. Watch it. It's the halfway line. It is Craig Parramatta. It seemed to come down short. This is all we've got to offer.
It's over. Oh, hang on. Well, I don't know if it's over.
Well, hang on a moment. The idea is to watch the black dot, and if it's obscured,
it's under.
It did not go over.
It's under, sorry.
He's gone still.
Sorry.
He's gone.
Hang on, Sterling.
Oh, they led by 100 with 10 to go.
When the black dot was obscured by the ball, it had to go under. Now, Bill Harrigan has finally disallowed the attempt, but what an amazing kick. 49 metres from Craig Parramatta.
Well, what a stupid kick from Paul Carriage.
So we will take a commercial, and when we come back, it'll be 20 minutes of extra time and then probably some more. So 18 points all, and the match now going into extra time. 10 minutes each way, and they're still level at the end of that time. They would go into first points win in further extra time. And whichever way it goes, Brisbane must be chuckling. Here's a break being made by Martini. Martini with a run of 50 metres. And Parramatta, they've really hit the wall. Talau, what a game he's had.
They hit the wall about 20 minutes before full time. Stop playing, stop running the football. And now it's all the Bulldogs.
Stone, 15 away from the Parramatta line. Parramatta goes for the drop goal. The hand goes up, so Canterbury's in front. 19 points to 18.
Oh, it's like 15, love. There's plenty of time. We've got 19 minutes left. Has he gone off too early, Parramatta? Maybe a slight psychological edge.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get a point in the first set of 6. It is a fair psychological advantage.
And didn't they do it easy?
Martini straight through. Parramatta back on their heels.
So back we come. John Simon starting this next nail-biting passage of play. With Canterbury, you'd almost think they've got fresh legs.
Well, they're used to this. You know, they've done it a couple of weeks ago, and they've had these 7 hard games in a row. They've finished full of running in every game. They're doing it again today. They haven't made any mistakes in the last half an hour, and they're on a roll.
They only, in fact, I was about to say Parramatta was the only team that had a week's break that won. But it would seem that that has been the nemesis for all the clubs that have had a week's break. They finished up getting beaten.
Well, Canterbury have had the Melbourne Cup preparation, haven't they? They've got the miles in the legs. It's a slogging affair now. Can Parramatta rise to the occasion as their opponents have done in... Oh! Shane Warwick makes the mistake.
Oh, and you see those sort of mistakes. If you're in the Canterbury side and you've seen that, you've got to be thinking you can win this, that you will win the game.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt if they score a 6-pointer shortly to go 7 in front that they'll win.
They're all desperately tired. Parramatta. Britt. 22 metres away from the Parramatta line. One of the great get-outs of all time here. Now, Parramatta. They all want to be part of it. Norton. 8 metres from the Parramatta line. Silva. Hughes. Sweeping it. Ralph. The last. Parramatta again. Featuring prominently. And the carriage has touched the sideline.
Well, he's made some of the dumbest plays I've ever seen in a game of rugby league, Paul Carriage. Why he would have ever tried to catch that football, why he wouldn't let it go to Leicester to catch or allow it to bounce, I will never ever know. There was only ever going to be one result, and that was him going over the sideline.
19-18. 84 minutes gone. Canterbury. Parramatta. Glenn Hughes. And now Talau. Hard run. Parramatta again. Parramatta will score! Canterbury's over! And it couldn't have come to a player more deserving than Craig Parramatta.
17! Hey, 17! 17!
Bill Harrigan.
Be very careful. It's an 8-point if you do that sort of stuff.
Is he talking 8-point try?
He's just warning Dallas Weston that that was a possibility. But Craig Parramatta, I think he's wrapped this game up despite the fact we've got 16 minutes left. Throws the dummy straight up the middle, steps inside Penner, goes over the top of Shavosky, reaches out with the right arm, gets the ball down, and again I come back to this side of the field where we saw Parramatta give away another set of 6 from the scrum, with Carriage catching the football and taking over the sideline.
Just watch Weston there. He threw a haymaker. Bill Harrigan warned him. What about warning? You've either got to reward it or not. Parramatta got down low. He's a master at dummy half tries. But look at the Bulldogs. They're up. They love it.
Daryl Halligan with a very easy kick at goal. And Canterbury leading 25 points to 18. An incredible change of circumstances. Steve Roach.
Well, it's been the involvement of Craig Parramatta especially, who got the try and the field goal, but also I've got to give a big rap to Travis Norton. In the last 20 minutes, he's come right into this game.
25 to 18.
And Ray, you've got to, at the 70th minute, it was 18-2 in favour of Parramatta. And, well, they must have started thinking about the Broncos next week. Now, they're probably thinking about an end-of-season drink tomorrow. As we saw that the Canterbury side, extra time against Newcastle, ran away with it, won by 12. And the way they're going, they could do that again.
Thompson. Parramatta. Checking for his right winger, who's going fast. Lester. Carriage has got it this time. Shavovsky. Jason Smith. Steve, what's the report on him? Have you got a report on Jason Smith?
Yeah, they just rested him for the back end of the game, but might be getting him straight back out there. He's warming up right now.
He would seem like their only hope.
Well, he can create something, can't he? That's what they need.
Here they come with a chance. Carriage stepping inside. I think he's lost the ball.
Yeah, it was raked out by a Canterbury player. It's been missed. Last tackle, Jason Smith, bad kick.
Price. "33 metres away from their own line. Britt, like a big juggernaut. He's had one purpose in this game today, apart from the captaincy, and that is just give me the ball and I'll try and lay something on for you. I'll build it, I'll put the foundations down, and you take it from there." Thompson. Parramatta's 40-metre line. 7 points the margin. Canterbury. Just trying to work out mathematically how many points they scored in how many minutes. You said 18-2 at the 70th.
Well, yeah, 23, so that's extra runs. It's nearly a point a minute.
It's plenty. That's what it is.
The Parramatta fans, they were basically prepared to wait here for 7 days. They were in the grand final. Carriage.
Well, how close John Simon's field goal, 6 inches to the left of the upright, but that goes over and they're 13 in front of it. Wouldn't expect them to have got beaten.
McCracken. Lovell. 47 metres away from their own line. But Canterbury, they got their tail in the air. Rerett looking for a bounce, but he got the only bounce he's going to get today. And that was when he scored the first try. First 10 minutes is nearly over. Silva. Glenn Hughes. Stone. I'm just wondering how many Canterbury people had in fact left the ground. There's quite a few vacant seats out there now.
There might have been a few U-turns done around Moore Park.
Of course,
seconds to go.
The mastermind behind the success of Canterbury since 1980 has been Peter Moore, and it's well documented the fight that he's having in hospital. I wonder how he felt at 18-2 with 10 to go. His beloved blue and white have come from nowhere to lead 25-18, and here's another chance for them. Forced in goal by Western. But the half-time siren will see them turn around anyway. We'll be back for the second 10 minutes of extra time in just a moment. 25-18 Canterbury. Some of the run-on side back on the bench. Callaghan now starting the second half of extra time. Western, who helped build that lead for Parramatta. Jason Smith is back on. It came off the boot of Dean Pay. So I think that will count as the first tackle against Canterbury. Hughes. Stone. .546 tackles made in the game. We've just been told that Canterbury scored how many points in 13 minutes?
23 points in 14 minutes.
Thompson. Darren Brett. Hetherington. Last tackle. And Corey Hughes. He kicks out for Leicester's wing. The bat down was off Canterbury. And Kelly close to the sideline. He's gone over the line. Bill Harrigan asking the touch judge. And it's a turnover for Canterbury.
Yeah, originally a knock on there by Canterbury. And so Parramatta have got the turnover.
Lovell. Dimmock. Kalis. Beyond the 40-metre line. They're 7 points down. And they've got 8 minutes to pull it back. Rod Silva has done absolutely no wrong. In fact, you might as well say that he scored a try, Rod Silva, in defence.
Sure of that kick from Jason Bell. Really, they've got to use the football now. Parramatta through to the last tackle and then put an attacking kick up. They need to score points. The clock is against them. They cannot afford to have the opposition with the football in their hands more than they are.
Stone. Price. Been a tower of strength today. Destined for their 8th grand final since 1980. And
he's caught the football and run with the touch.
Carriage has put a foot on the line. Well, that has capped a day for the boy. And the touch judge got it right. So everything is flooding Canterbury's way now. And you can't deny that this has been one of the grittiest comebacks ever in the history of this game. I haven't seen anything quite like it.
I haven't seen anything close to like it, Ray, to be quite honest.
Well, I wasn't here to see the Newcastle game, but I was certainly here and a witness to what has happened today. That statistic ringing in my mind. 23 points in 14 minutes for Canterbury. Stone.
And just as importantly as that was the 16 points in 10 minutes. They were down by 16 points at the 70-minute mark as Silva keeps it alive. Long pass, finds Thompson.
Thompson puts a kick on it, puts another kick on it, and Shivovsky takes it to ground in goal. Bill Harrigan indicating that it came off the knees of Canterbury. There was an appeal for a knock-on, but it's a line dropout to restart for Parramatta. A shallow restart by Simon. Canterbury have got 6 tackles, starting on the 10-metre line. And looking at Parramatta, you would think Canterbury will score again. Thompson, a juggle, and taken by Bell and Simon. Corey Hughes, Parramatta, a flat pass for Grimaldi. Price, Parramatta, the drop goal, and he's got another one. Another point to Canterbury. Well, Craig Parramatta has taken this game by the scruff of the neck. He has been the general.
Well, we showed a statistic at the beginning of this game that said finals experience. And in tough, tight situations, you look for players who've been there and done it before. For Parramatta, it was going to be the likes of Pay and Dimmick. For Canterbury, Craig Parramatta has taken the responsibility on. Should be a scrum feed towards Parramatta. They found touch from the kick-off. As we said, time is against them. 4 minutes, 17 seconds left on the clock. They have to score in this next set of 6.
After the news, we will take you back to Kuala Lumpur as Day 10 continues, exclusive on the 9 network. The kick by Penner, and Canterbury back with it, a nothing kick, and Corey Hughes to play it. Price. Devastation on the face of Parramatta players and officials. A look of unbelievability on the face of the supporters as Canterbury offer Parramatta one of their rare chances in the second half. Dimmick.
Dangerous tackle.
Very dangerous lifting.
There's no need for that. They've basically got the game won. They don't want to be minus anybody.
Well, they're going to take the 2 points here. They want to take it quickly. That'll put them a converted try behind. And their belief is that they have to score twice to even things up. This is the 2 that they want. They'll get the football back at the other end of the field, and they're putting all eggs in one basket to get a converted try in the last 3 minutes.
I was just interested to see which of the Canterbury players Bill Harrigan penalised for that tackle on Dimmick. There was Jason Hetherington and Craig Parramatta. Shivovsky from 29 metres out whittles away the lead by 2. It's 26-20. There are 2 3/4 minutes on the clock. Parramatta now needing a converted try. 97 minutes of football gone.
And we should point out, if they can do the impossible and score the necessary 6 points, we would still continue with extra time, but it would be first point scorer at the end of this 10 minutes who would win the match.
It basically comes down to a field goal shootout, Peter. Halligan's kick is deep, as you would expect. Now, McCracken. And a chance for Canterbury. Oh, Wirrett somehow or other got onto the ball in time. I thought Canterbury were going to score. Simon floating a pass for Penner. Penner's a metre out from his line. 2 minutes on the clock. 6 points the margin. Jason Bell's pass goes to ground and Canterbury are with it through Hetherington.
Yeah, well, the field goal here is again the option, unless they just want to wind the clock down.
Grimaldi.
They wind the clock down, rolled into the in-goal area. They'll be lucky to get through to any more tackles.
Britt across the park. Norton. And Norton will score. Norton is over. The game is over. Canterbury goes to the grand final. 30 points to 20. A conversion to come. And 65 seconds on the clock.
One of the greatest efforts I've ever seen in my life in a big game. It's just been absolutely magnificent by these Canterbury players. They've been on a roll now for 8 weeks. They came home over the top of Newcastle last week. They scored 12 points in extra time, and they might do the same again today. Stupendous.
It's hard to put into words, isn't it? Said earlier, Steve Folkes had told his team that fatigue is a state of mind. Well, you know, it's nice to be able to say those kind of things, but for your players to react to it and to believe it, it's a different story. Travis Norton, Steve Roach gave him a rap not so long ago, and he's finished the game stronger than he started. That is for sure. Darryl Halligan, well, he's put one over from the sideline in the final minute to get them into the extra 20.
This is the saviour, this man Halligan, and he puts the boot underneath it as well to get another 2 points. 32 points to 20. The game is now officially over, but it was over when Norton put this ball down over the line. And Stephen Roach, I asked you whether Parramatta could beat Brisbane. I was premature. Can Canterbury beat Parramatta? That's the question. 32 points to 20 in front of 36,000 people. A Houdini performance by the Bulldogs, beating the Eels to go to the 1998 Grand Final to play the Brisbane Broncos next Sunday.